everyone, it's Chrissie and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. So today we're going to be building a bit of a bigger house. It's definitely a lot bigger than the builds that I've been doing the past few weeks. So yeah, we're in for a bit of a longer voiceover and video as well. Yeah, I think the video portion of this is almost 28 minutes long that I have to do like a voiceover for. So yeah, I have no idea how I'm gonna do that. I haven't done a voiceover this long in quite a while, so yeah, we'll just see how it goes. And if I get to a certain point in the video and I end up rambling about absolutely nothing, then I might just go and put some music over like the rest of it, but I'm hoping to do a like full voiceover. But okay, so basically what this build is that we're working on right now, I just rambled for like a minute about nothing already. But yeah, basically what this build is a really big colonial kind of style build for Willow Creek, for my Rebuild Willow Creek project for the save file that I'm working on. And I named it Modern Colonial, I think, because it's a little bit more updated than the like other colonial homes that I've done, and it's not technically like modern looking at all. Even the inside isn't super modern or anything like that. It still has a lot of more traditional and kind of classic furniture to it. But it has this modern extension, this black modern, almost shipping container looking type of extension that I figured the dad would have added because he's super into being like environmentally friendly and all of that stuff, and that might not come across considering that they do live in like a really big mansion, and honestly mansions probably aren't all that like eco-friendly, but we'll ignore that part. But yeah, so he's super into like conserving energy and all of that stuff, so you will see that the roofing of the whole build is actually those like solar panel roof texture that came with eco lifestyle. And then on the extension bit, I'm going to be adding in a few solar panels as well. So that's technically kind of like the only eco-friendly thing about this build. And then I did give it the like I think it's actually like the eco-friendly lot trait, or like the eco lot trait. So yeah, I did give it that as well. But the reason I did that was because the dad is called Reese. By the way, this is for the Prentiss family that I will have up on the gallery as well if you guys want to download them for like your game or anything like that. That's the family that goes with this build. But basically the dad, Reese, he's an elder actually, and he is married to a sim that's a little bit younger than him, but there is a story behind that. But basically he's like the top of his career. He's level 10 in the like environmental career, the career that came with island living actually. So yeah, he's level 10 in that career. I believe his job title is like environmental manager or something like that. So he's super into the environment, like I said, and he's also really into like inventing, crafting, stuff like that. So a lot of like the eco lifestyle things. So he's into candle making, creating furniture, you know, all of that kind of stuff, recycling and everything. So in the modern extension bit, he actually has a really nice sized like office slash workspace for him. And then the rest of the modern extension is the kitchen and the dining room that leads out onto the back patio area. So yeah, that's kind of the most modern aspect of this build. And yeah, it's kind of fancy. It's kind of like your stereotypical fancy person home, I guess, or like all of the other fancier homes that I've built. But I really like the way it turned out. It's really light and bright on the inside. The kitchen ends up being a lot more sleek and black, white, brown kind of colors, but the rest of the house is very light, very bright, lots and lots of whites, and then a few like cream slash gold colors as well. But most of the furniture is literally just white. And I did think that that would be his wife's influence. His wife, Camilla, is actually an adult, whereas he's an elder. But yeah, she is actually a fashion designer. So she's, I think she's level 9 of the like fashion designer career. So yeah, she's very into having a very nice looking house, a very like fancy house basically. She's very into that kind of stuff, like interior decorating, all of that stuff. She's really into that. So yeah, I guess the majority of the house is definitely the way that she would have designed it. And yeah, so she's a fashion designer, like I said. Then they have 3 kids. So Reese actually has 4 kids, but Reese and Camilla together have 3 kids. They're the 3 that live in this house. Reese's other child is actually Jeremy, which is the dad in another household that I've already created, and he lives in Oasis Springs. He lives in Oasis Springs with his family, with his wife and her parents and their kids, and it's a whole big family. But they live in my not Mediterranean, my Generations family home that I built. I'll leave a link on the screen to that in case you want to go and check that out. But it's a really big Mediterranean style build that I did in Oasis Springs, and these 2 families are kind of interconnected, and I really like that. And then there's actually another family that I can't remember if I've already done their house build or not. If I have bought them a house, then I'll leave that linked on the screen as well. But the Foster family is actually Jeremy's wife Renee. They're actually like her extended family, so her brother and his family. They actually live in Strangerville, and he's actually in like the military career, and I think I have done a build for them. Honestly, I really do think that I have done a build for them. I just can't remember the build's name, but I'll leave that on the screen as well. So basically these 3 families are all interconnected, and in my save file they all have their like appropriate relationships and everything like that. They all know each other, and they're all actually related in the family tree and everything. So yeah, that's really fun. I have a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun setting up stuff like this for my save file, where the Sims are all interconnected and they all like know each other, and I'm having a lot of fun just setting up the backstories and things for my save file. It's one of my favorite things to do. So a lot of the Sims in my save are going to like know each other and be in clubs, and you know, have like co-workers and know their co-workers, and have like extended family that live in other worlds or stuff like that. So yeah, that's a lot of fun. But back to this family. So we've already talked about Reese and Camilla, and they have 3 kids together. So Reese's first wife, Jeremy's mom, she's actually dead. She is dead in my save file. She's a ghost. I do have her as a ghost. But yeah, she is dead. She used to be a chef, and she died in an unfortunate kitchen accident in a fire. So yeah, that's what happened to her. But then Reese remarried. He married Camilla, and they had 3 kids together. So they have a young adult son called Reese Jr. They also have 2 teenagers. What's their names again? I can't remember. I wrote it down. Let me just see if I can find it. Yeah, they have Charles and Chelsea. So they do have 2 teenagers together as well, and they all live in this house. And they all have their own like personalities and everything, obviously. Now, Reese Jr. is kind of like the washout of the family. He's kind of like, he's basically not really a screw up, but he's not as driven, I guess I should say, as his mom and his dad. So he still lives at home. He's a young adult. He still lives at home, but he doesn't want to go to like university or anything. He doesn't want to get a degree. He actually works part-time as a level 3 in like the part-time retail career. So I believe he's like a customer service agent, and that's the only thing he does. He doesn't want to like get a proper like full-time career. He doesn't want to go to university. He's very non-committal. That's actually one of his traits. He is non-committal. So yeah, he doesn't want to settle down or anything like that. So he's very much like just floating around doing nothing, basically. He's very into like video games and sports and all of that stuff, but he doesn't want to make a career out of any of it. So yeah, he's very much just like floating around doing absolutely nothing at all with his time. But he's also very much a mommy's boy. And I say that in the sense that his relationship with his mom is a lot better than his relationship with his dad. His dad isn't necessarily disappointed in him or anything like that. He just feels like he's actually a very smart kid, so he could do a lot with his like brains if he wanted to. He just doesn't want to. So yeah, his dad isn't disappointed in him. It's just a bit of a like strain on their relationship, I guess. But his mom is like totally fine with him still living at home, mooching off of his parents and not really doing anything. So yeah, she's totally fine with that, which is weird because you'd think she wouldn't be fine with that, but just because it's her firstborn, I think that's why she just doesn't care about him ever leaving the house. So yeah, there's that. And then you have the two teenagers. So Charles actually is the older of the two teenagers, and he very much takes after his dad. He's very smart. He's very into like not so much into crafting, into like crafting furniture and stuff, but he's very into robotics. So he actually has a whole robotics station in his bedroom, and I'm really surprised that I managed to fit that in his bedroom. It's the really big one that came with Discover University, and I think this is the first time that I've ever used it in any of my builds. So yeah, I'm very surprised that I actually managed to fit that. But yeah, he has a robotics station in his room, and he's also very into gaming. So he has a like whole gaming setup that I actually spent way more time on than I probably should have. But I went into debug and I got out a bunch of like cups and things that won't spoil actually. So cups and sodas and headphones and all of that stuff to clutter up his desk and make it look like a real, I guess real in air quotes, but like a used desk, something that the sim actually uses. So yeah, I did that, and that's basically what he's into, like gaming, Star Wars. I did put a few of the like the Star Wars, I mean like I guess model things of like the Millennium Falcon, the X-Wing, stuff like that. So little statues of Star Wars. I put a few of those in his room, and then also like the robotics thing that I mentioned. And then we have Chelsea, which is their youngest, so their only daughter actually. And yeah, she's very into cooking and baking, and the kitchen is probably the place that she uses the most in this house. So I think that's also why they like renovated, I say in air quotes, the kitchen, is because, you know, she loves cooking and baking and stuff like that. So that's kind of like her little corner of the house, I guess, that she spends most of her time in. And I say that because I do think this renovation would have been something that's fairly new. I think they might have lived in this house for a while now, maybe since, you know, the teenagers were kids or toddlers or something. But they like just renovated the house, because I do think Reese, I think I have his age set up in like he has just turned into an elder. So I think they might have renovated the house just before he turned into an elder. So yeah, that's what I was thinking in my head. And then they also have a cat. The cat is actually Camilla's cat. Actually, and this is kind of embarrassing, but when I created The Sims, I actually gave Chelsea the cat lover trait, so I thought that the cat would actually be hers. But then when I built it, I forgot that I like set it up that way, like set their traits up that way, and I didn't put any of the cat toys or cat trees in her room. I actually put it in the master bedroom, thinking that the cat was probably Camilla's cat. And yeah, I had to go in and change up their traits a little bit when I realized that, because I wasn't going to change up the build when I realized that. So yeah, we're going with the story that the cat is Camilla's cat. The cat is called like Shashka or some. I'm probably mispronouncing that so badly. But yeah, I will have had a picture of the family on the screen for a while now, I think. So yeah, I've had a picture on the screen for a while now of the family, so that you can see what they look like, so that you can download them from the gallery if you want to, and so you're not like confused about which Sims I'm actually talking about. But yeah, I hope you guys like how this build turned out. I had a lot of fun building it. I built it over quite a few like months. I'm very embarrassed to admit that, but this build is one that I've been working on since, honestly, I don't really know when. I can probably check when like the first video like clip was taken that I recorded. So yeah, I started this like on the 14th of June. Yeah, on the 14th of June was the first time that I started recording this build, and I literally just finished it like 2 days ago. So yeah, it's been a while. It's taken me quite a while to finish. I've been putting it off for way too long. But I have a few like big builds that are like half finished, or like the exterior is done, or the exterior is like partly done, and I've just lost motivation. That always happens to me with big builds though. I finish the exterior and then I get to the interior and I've just lost all motivation for a build, or I've just gotten like another idea for a different build and I need to jump to that one. And yeah, it's embarrassing to admit how many half-finished builds I actually have that are all builds for like my save files, so I need to finish them at some point. I do need to finish them. I just haven't gotten around to it, which is really like, it's probably really bad of me, but oh well. But yeah, so I don't think I mentioned this, but this build is built on a 40 by 30 lot. It's built on the Umbridge Manor lot, so where the Umbridge Manor lot used to be, that's where this house is placed. And it's a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bathroom lot. There's also a laundry room that I didn't show me furnishing. And yeah, I didn't show me furnishing quite a bit of this build, honestly. But yeah, I didn't show me doing the layout, obviously. The layout, the flooring, wallpapers on the interior. I didn't show the bathrooms. I cut out the landscaping as well, unfortunately. But it's really simple, honestly. There's not much landscaping going on. And you will all see, you'll see all of it in the screenshots anyway. And I also cut out the upstairs landing area. So the upstairs landing slash hallway area kind of functions as a little bit of a hobby type room. There's a foosball table and a bookcase and stuff like that. But there's also the mom's like work area. So her desk and work stuff and stuff are all up there. But yeah, I didn't show me furnishing that, I don't think. And yeah, I think that's everything that I cut out, honestly. I think I kept basically everything else in. But you will see everything in the screenshots, so just stick around until the end and you'll see everything. You'll see screenshots of everything that I did. And I just hit my microphone as well, by the way. So if that picked up on my recording, I'm really sorry. But yeah, like I said, I haven't recorded a voiceover this long in so long that I'm kind of all over the place and I kind of don't know what I'm doing at this point, because I also haven't recorded a voiceover since literally last week, Thursday or Friday. So it's been a literal week since the last time I've recorded, which is a whole nother thing, honestly. I'm just gonna go into like a random real life rambling at this point, because I've said everything that I want to say about the build. If I remember anything else, I'll just like randomly go off topic and talk about it. But kind of like real life rambling for a second. I haven't uploaded since last week Friday, so it's been a whole week. And that's something that I don't normally do. I try and avoid that at all costs, usually. I try and avoid, uploading more than like 3 or 4 days apart. But the past few weeks, I think the past like 2 months or so, I've just been like all over the place with uploads. And I know most of you, if you follow me over on Twitter, you've heard all of this. You've heard me complain about all of this and like debate with myself about all of this before and everything like that. But I do want to mention it in a video in case you have gotten this far into the video. But yeah, so uploads have been all over the place because, like I said, I have a bunch of half-finished builds. And I need to finish them. I know I need to finish them and I want to finish them. But then I actually go into my game, open them up, and I'm just not inspired to like work on them at all. And that kind of like sucks all of the inspiration from me. So I end up not doing anything productive. And I just end up staring at my game for hours trying to figure out what to do. And I just can't. So yeah, that's why videos have kind of been all over the place, is because I just haven't had the motivation or the inspiration, honestly, to do much. I have been playing the game a little bit like off camera, playing my Not So Berry household. and trying to like get my inspiration back by actually playing the game, if that makes sense. Trying to get my mind off of building. But yeah, it's kind of like I want to finish the builds and I will finish them all at some point. I've promised myself that. But it's just, yeah, it's taking a while because they all take like between 3 to 4 hours. This build took just the footage that I had, and I didn't even record me doing the floor plan or the bathrooms. If I did, the footage would have definitely been over 4 hours long. And editing that down to a like 25-minute-ish video. This video is like almost 28 minutes, the speed build portion of it. But editing it down to that length or shorter, which I try and keep my videos between like 10 to 20 minutes tops usually, because that's normally people don't watch videos for longer than that. That's just what my analytics have shown me. So I do try and keep my videos between like 10 to 20 minutes. But for big builds like these, it's just, it takes so long to finish them because I do go in like I'm doing right now, and I go in and I clutter up everything. It would probably take me so much less time. That's not the proper way of saying a sentence, but it would probably take me I don't know, how do you say that sentence? So much less time? Whatever. It probably wouldn't take me as long to build. That's probably a better way of saying it. But it probably wouldn't take me as long to build if I didn't have to clutter everything. But there's just something in me that I've tried going more minimal and less clutter and everything like that. Not using the red shelf to clutter stuff and trying to just clutter like the way that the game allows me to without using like move objects so much. I just can't build that way. That's just not how I build, and it's not something I've been able to teach myself either. So yeah, that's why builds take me that long to do. And if the build is like 4 or 5 bedrooms and 2 living rooms and a whole hell of a lot of other space, then it takes me forever. It takes me between 4 to 5 hours to finish a build, and I can't do that in like one sitting. So I end up doing like the exterior one day and maybe furnishing 1 or 2 rooms on the interior, and then by the next day I'm already tired of that build and I want to build something else. So it ends up in my like unfinished folder, and then it sits there for like 6 months, or in the case of one of the builds for like 2 years, because there is a build that I want to finish that I started in August of 2018. So yeah, it's been a while. It's really, that's what happens. And then when I get wow, I can't speak. Then once I finish the build, I have to edit it, and editing it is what really, really drains me. Editing is definitely my least favorite part about doing YouTube and making videos, because editing takes forever and I just don't have the patience for it, in all honesty. But yeah, so that takes forever, and that's why I've been avoiding doing bigger builds, because they take more editing. They take me longer to edit, which is really irritating, especially because I do try and upload like 3 times a week, and the past 2 months I'm lucky if I've uploaded twice a week, which honestly that makes me feel really, really bad, if I'm being completely honest with you guys, because I feel like I'm neglecting my channel. But in the same process, if I push myself to work like 16-hour days, which does happen, that happens actually quite a lot, because building takes me forever and then editing takes me twice as long as building the house does. So it's a lot of work, basically. If you haven't done YouTube before, you probably don't understand all of the like behind the scenes stuff that goes into it. But basically, long story short, that's why videos have been all over the place. I haven't had the motivation or the inspiration, or frankly the time, to finish all of the builds that I want to finish. And yeah, if I'm not working on those builds, I feel like I should be working on them, and it's just a whole mental thing. It's very much a me thing though, and something that I am working on. But what I'm trying to get at with all of this is that for the next few weeks, if videos are a little bit slower, if there's maybe just 1 or 2 videos a week, please bear with me. I'm going to try and make that like 1 or 2 videos a week. I'm going to try and make them actually bigger, like bigger builds and longer videos, so that I can get these builds done. Because I have been feeling really inspired to do some bigger builds and stuff like that, like really big mansion type things. So yeah, that will take me obviously longer to edit and record. So that's why it might only be like 1 video a week or 2 videos a week if I do like a shorter one in between. But yeah, that might be what's going on for the next few weeks. I will keep all of you updated on Twitter. So if you haven't followed me over on Twitter, my Twitter is always in the description. But definitely follow me over on Twitter. That's always where, like, the first place that I update if something is going on with the channel, if I'm thinking about doing stuff, if I'm thinking about doing polls or asking for suggestions or anything like that. Yeah, definitely follow me over on Twitter. But because that's basically where I spend like 90% of my time. If I'm not recording a voiceover, I'm on Twitter. So yeah, that's where I'm at most of the time. But yeah, basically this build is almost done. I'm actually surprised that I managed to ramble for this whole voiceover. And I mean, to be fair, for like 10 minutes of that, I did just ramble about random stuff that has nothing to do with the build. And I hit my microphone like 4 times in this video, so sorry for that, but it's right in front of my face. And I talk with my hands a lot, so when I'm talking with my hands and gesturing and stuff like that, I do tend to hit the microphone, which is something that I need to learn not to do. But this build is up on the gallery if you want to download it. It's up on the gallery under hashtag Rebuild Willow Creek. You can also find it by searching for hashtag ChrissieYT or going to my gallery ID, which is ChrissieYT as well. It's completely custom content free. I didn't use any custom content for this, but I did use quite a few packs. So I do have all of the packs, so I probably used, I'm gonna say probably all of them if I'm being completely honest. But yeah, just click on the pack icon in the gallery and it'll show you actually exactly what I used. So if I only use like a light from a pack or a rug, like a single item, you can definitely download the build without missing too much. So yeah, but I hope you enjoyed the build. If you did, give the video a like, and if you're new to the channel and you'd like to see some more Sims content, feel free to hit the subscribe button and remember to turn on the notification bell as well to be notified of whenever I upload a new video. But I hope you're all having a great day, and I will talk to you all in my very next video. Bye everyone!